holding a gun to my head saying, you gotta wake up, you gotta hop in the shower, you gotta start freaking cleaning your sink, you gotta eat something, you gotta freaking get to work. So you're sitting there on the other side of the screen saying, how do I start my collection? I'm overwhelmed and I'm scared. Streaming services can be a great way for people to access movies. However, the prices keep increasing and the quality keeps going down. 3, 2, 1, go. Welcome into the Crybaby Cinema Podcast, chaotic film talk for people who are a little bit too obsessed. My name is Cassie, and if you love film and TV way too deeply for others to understand, well, welcome home. I feel like I need something tactile in my hand to focus for today. Hopefully the sound of my metallic pink tangle won't be too distracting for everybody. All right, everyone, how has your week been going? Hopefully it's been going as good as my week. I now have acclimated to my new morning routine, which is amazing. I've been trying to get myself on a morning routine for a really long time. I feel like my brain craves the, predictability of a morning routine, but my body being naturally rebellious craves any type of disorder or disorganization or something. So it was really hard to find a morning routine that was flexible enough for me and allowed a little bit of wiggle room. I'm the type of person that really cannot do a strict schedule. Some people are I gotta be up at 7:30. By 7:40, I'm in the shower. By 7:50, I'm out of the shower and brushing my teeth. By 8 a.m., I'm sizzling eggs in a pan for breakfast. That's a little too crazy for me. I'm not one of those people that structures my morning in time blocks. I more so give myself a wake up time. I wake up between 7:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. currently. I know that's a big stretch of time, but some days it's a little harder to wake up than others. I stumble to the kitchen and I make my coffee for the day, and while that's getting brewed on the counter, I sit down with the cat and we cuddle in the morning. And depending on what kind of morning it is, I either play some Infinity Nikki or I find a movie to watch. Usually by the time the movie is done or the game is done, I am caffeinated. I am ready to take on the day, and it makes my morning so relaxing. I've had this misconception about a morning routine for a very long time. I thought having a morning routine meant that I needed to hop out of bed and start being productive. And you know what? No one's holding a gun to my head saying, you gotta wake up, you gotta hop in the shower, you gotta start freaking cleaning your sink, you gotta start freaking mopping these floors aren't gonna mop themselves, you gotta eat something, you gotta freaking get to work. No one's forcing me to get up and immediately have to relinquish all relaxation and all time for myself and just be productive. I feel like it's okay to have a morning routine in which you kind of don't do much. I think it's a perfect time for it because you're so freaking sleepy after you wake up in the morning. That's not the time to be mopping your floors and stuff. It's just not. Even though my morning routine is simple and short and, there's not a lot going on, it has kind of made my morning feel not only more structured, but more full. I'm able to have a lot of time for myself, and I'm able to really set the tone for my day. And I think that's really nice. And I think everyone should experience the positive feeling that is. So get yourself on a morning routine, no matter how simple. Trust me, it's going to make your life so much easier. I also, during the past couple weeks, have had for those of you who might have just been listening and not watching the podcast, For my audio listeners, my cat just scared me so bad. You coming to say hi to the Crybaby Cinema Pod? For all of the people on YouTube, you get to see my amazingly beautiful, amazingly handsome, cute little kitty. His name is Dutton. Hi, Dutton. You may or may not be able to hear him purring because he is right next to my microphone, and, you know, just deal with it, okay? If you get mad at my cat purring into the freaking microphone, then this isn't the podcast for you. Please leave. The door's over there. Anyway, I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay. I remember because I have my podcast notes right here on the screen. So within the last 2 weeks, I have really had an addiction to Japanese style curry. It's delicious and it's so easy to make too. And I fell down a rabbit hole of watching people make their own versions of Japanese curry. And there's people who are putting like a square of dark chocolate in their curry to like help with the sweetness. I saw some people, they were grating an apple to throw into their curry to make it a little sweeter, and that just sounded super delicious because I'm a very big fan of sweet and savory. So I did something similar with my Japanese curry. We did like chicken, potatoes, carrots, onion, the curry sauce, and we put some apple in there. It was so good, and it's so easy to make too that now I'm thinking of adding it to like my regular like semi-weekly dinner rotations. Now that it's cold outside, it's the perfect weather for freaking curry. It really is, because it's just so warm, it's so delicious. So if you haven't tried it, highly recommend. It's a very versatile recipe. You can put kind of like whatever you want in there. Also, y'all are gonna be shocked. Y'all are gonna be shocked when I tell you this next thing about my week, okay? Get ready. I'll wait for you to get ready. I will wait for you to like sit down, strap yourself in so that you don't like faint and fall onto the floor and like injure yourself, because this is pretty shocking. During the last week, I have been absolutely obsessed with learning how to play freaking chess. I know, it's wild and it's random at the same time. So here's the story. Here's how it goes. I was chatting with my dear friend Dark Shadow. Hey Dark Shadow, if you're watching this, hi friend. And we were just chatting over Discord, and randomly my spidey senses were tingling, okay? And I randomly said, hey Dark Shadow, you look like the kind of guy that would know how to play chess. And the funny thing about that is he told me, he goes, when you sent me that, low key, he was teaching his daughter how to play chess. So he's like, oh my God, is she like watching me? I kind of like made him scared. And I'm like, no, I'm not stalking you. I'm just psychic. Anyway, I was making like a little joke because my friend Dark Shadow is ridiculously smart. And my perception of chess is that only super smart people play chess. So he goes, did you want to learn or something? And then I had an epiphany. I went, no one has ever in my life asked if I ever wanted to learn how to play chess. So I thought about it. I pondered it. I let the idea simmer in my brain, simmer like my Japanese style curry. And I decided, you know what? How hard is chess? Will a person such as myself be able to learn how to dominate people in chess? Let's find out. So I downloaded a couple apps on my phone to teach me how to play chess. And shockingly, learning how the chess pieces move is pretty simple. It's pretty easy. Now, the rest of the game, not so much easy, so much very complicated. I've been doing daily chess puzzles throughout the day, and honestly, it's way better than just scrolling on my phone mindlessly. Like, sometimes I think when I'm scrolling on my phone that I'm not even like looking or searching for anything. I'm not even learning anything. I'm just scrolling to scroll because it's like, I don't know, it's just some repetitive action that I do all the time. Like, sometimes I find myself on like Instagram Reels or something, and I'm not even watching the videos. I'm just scrolling through them. I'm scrolling through them like it's a slot machine or something. And speaking of slot machines, I did in fact learn that it has the same reaction, like scrolling on these video sites has the same reaction to your brain as it would be if you were like scrolling through slot machines. So you know what? Ever since learning that, I went, I love a good meme. I'm not dissing a good meme. I'm not dissing a good viral video. But what I am going to attempt to do is spend less time on these video scrolling apps. I'm going to spend less time mindlessly scrolling, doom scrolling, whatever you want to call it. I learned that chess is really good for your attention span, really good for your brain, really good for strategizing and pattern recognition. And I went, you know what? Why not help our brain in a new year? Help our brain be better brain, Anyway, I think it's about time we transition into our first segment of the day. And this segment is called Crybaby Collectibles, because I'm Crybaby and I like to collect things. One of those collections being Legos. I have a huge Lego collection, and I love to build stuff. Specifically, I have a ginormous Lego Harry Potter collection. I have so many Lego Harry Potter like pieces. I have the miniature Diagon Alley, which is, I say miniature because it's made out of like really tiny pieces, but it is like the length of my wingspan. It is really long. It is a really long Lego set. It took me a really long time to build. I also have the Mandrake building set, which was my first Lego Harry Potter set, by the way. Fun fact. I also have the Lego Harry Potter Dobby set, and it is one of my favorites. It's actually so cute. I like that his arms are posable. He came with a little book, and he also came with a little sock, and it also came with a cake. Like, you could build a cake out of these cute little green, purple, and red pieces. And it's from this scene in the movie where Dobby drops a cake on top of someone's head to try to prevent Harry Potter from going to Hogwarts, because Harry Potter's in danger if he goes to Hogwarts because of the Chamber of Secrets. I also own, and this is another one of my favorites, the Lego Hagrid's hut. And it is adorable. It is so cute. It has a really cute exterior with all these plants, all these pumpkins. It came with a bunch of minifigs of Harry, Hermione, Ron, Hagrid, Fang, even. And when you open up the house, it has all of Hagrid's furniture in there. And it is so cute. It's such a cozy little cottage, kind of. I also have some Harry Potter sets that I haven't built yet. I have the miniature version of the Hogwarts Castle. And the reason I picked the miniature version of the Hogwarts Castle over the big version is because, one, the big version of Hogwarts Castle is friggin' super expensive, okay? Two, it is freaking huge and ginormous. Like, where would I put that in my house? So, as you could tell, I'm a huge Lego fan. I have some Lego Botanicals as well. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, I was doing some window shopping on the Lego website and came across some amazing Lego sets. So I thought we could talk about them on the podcast today. Our first Lego set that we're going to talk about today is the ship from the Goonies movie. I think this is so cute. You know, Stranger Things is super popular right now, so everyone's thinking about 80s movies and 80s TV shows, and the Goonies is one of my favorite movies to come from the 80s. I remember watching this movie when I was so little, and it was one of my favorite movies of all time, next to The Labyrinth, which I believe is also another 80s film. So I really love this movie, and I really love this Lego set. It is ginormous. You would really need a huge shelf to put this on. But my favorite features of this set are that we don't just get the outside of the ship, but we get the inside of the ship as well. So you can kind of choose which side you want to display. And inside the ship, it has multiple different rooms filled with all the little threats and all the little puzzles and treasure that the kids come across in the movie. I also really enjoy all the minifigures that it comes with. It comes with like the entire cast and crew of the Goonies. It even comes with Sloth, and Sloth is my favorite character in the Goonies, so I think it's absolutely adorable. If you like 80s memorabilia, if you like 80s movies, if you like something a little fun, I think this would be a perfect Lego set to purchase. It is kind of expensive. It's on the pricier side of things. It is $330, which to me, I would totally put money aside for this. This is one that I would, if I had the money, purchase. I don't have the money. I do not have the money at all. Also, I was talking about Stranger Things earlier, and I learned that in this most recent season, the final season, season 5, Elle's outfit throughout the entire movie is a Easter egg, because it is similar to an outfit that one of the characters in the Goonies wears, which I think is so cool. In general, I think Stranger Things does a great job pulling inspiration from a lot of different 80s movies, but yeah, this Lego set is super relevant because everyone's talking about the 80s right now, but also it is so nostalgic for those of us who grew up watching this movie, love this movie. And I guess like this one's perfect for adults that still, you know, are kind of like me and like something a little fun. I think this Lego set, if you are looking at quantity, if you're looking at quality, if you're looking at like the minifigures and you're like a person that likes to collect minifigures, I think this would be a great set. Amazing set. Let's move on to our next set on the list. Ooh, I'm really excited to talk about this one. Okay. So for this next Lego set, it shouldn't really surprise you. It is a Lego Harry Potter set. What? The girl who collects Lego Harry Potter sets wanting to talk about a new Lego Harry Potter Lego set? Crazy. I couldn't see that coming. So this particular Lego set is called Cauldron Secret Potions Classroom, and it is actually pretty affordable for a Lego set, in my opinion. It is $60, which I think is pretty fair for most medium-ish sized sets. This set is so cute. I have a lot of Lego Harry Potter, like I mentioned earlier. What I like about this Lego set is you get like this really pretty cauldron and it opens up and there's a cute little classroom design inside. I just think that's so neat. I know that they did a Lego set already that was supposed to be Snape's potion class and it was cute, but I think this one is so much better. I like that it comes with a minifigure of Hermione, but also Snape. I really am enjoying some of the small pieces in this set. They have like a very miniature cauldron with like these not giant, it's small. They have this little tiny cauldron sitting on a desk that has these purple or blue bubbles like coming out the top of it, which I just think is such a fun piece. I also appreciate when Lego just puts miniature like scenes or miniature rooms inside of sets. It makes me think of like a dollhouse, and I think it's so cute. It is 652 pieces, which it isn't too bad. I feel like if I got this set, I'd be able to knock this out in like an afternoon and get this done with. So if you want like a shorter experience, highly recommend. Also, like I said, it's pretty affordable. It is $60, and that's pretty good for a Lego set, considering there's a lot of Lego sets that are like hundreds of dollars. So this is a nice budget-friendly one, especially if you're thinking of getting into Lego for the first time. I would consider this. All right, our next one. Ooh, this one's also another Lego Harry Potter set. I like what I like, okay? Deal with it. This one I thought was another super unique set. It is a Cornish pixie. And I thought that the reference was very niche. I feel like when it comes to Harry Potter, a lot of people stray towards the same things, like, ooh, Lord Voldemort, ooh, Dobby, ooh, flying car, Hogwarts. I mean, it makes sense. They're the most iconic parts of the franchise, but there's a particular scene where one of the professors lets out a cage full of Cornish pixies in a classroom, and they just destroy that classroom. This particular set was unexpected, and I ended up really digging it when I saw it because I was like, I've never seen that done before. I also like that the Cornish pixie is posable, and it comes on a really cute stand. It literally comes on a book written by Gilderoy Lockhart. I think that the little ink bottle that's sitting on the stand, it looks like it's being tipped over. It is so cute. I like the motion in the ink because sometimes I feel like certain Lego sets can look kind of stiff. And I think that brings a lot of motion into the build, which I really, really like. And I think that's a wand. I think they also included a wand, which is so cute. I really, 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 really love that this is posable. And I also think this would look really nice on a bookshelf. Let's say you had like all the Harry Potter books. You could put this like right next to it, almost like a bookend, and it would be really, really cute. It is $30, so this is another super budget-friendly piece. If you are looking to get into Lego for the first time and you also happen to be a Harry Potter fan, I do think this might be a nice set for you to start with. All right, what is our next one? Ooh. Okay, guys, I promise that this is the last Lego Harry Potter one, okay? I just saw this particular set and I got so excited. This set is gorgeous. It is called the Sorcerer's Stone Collector's Edition. So this particular set reminds me of the Lego Harry Potter Hogwarts Icons Collector's Edition set. I have it pulled up on the monitor in front of me, and the thing I liked about that collector's set was it came with so much stuff. If you were like a diehard Harry Potter fan like me, you would love this set, but I believe it's discontinued and it's also $450. So like, steep. It came with Hedwig, and she had her wings completely outstretched on top of an open Hogwarts acceptance letter, which is towering on top of some books. It also comes with a wand. It comes with potion jars. It comes with a chocolate frog. In general, this set was gorgeous. So this Lego set is called the Sorcerer's Stone Collector's Edition, and it comes with Hedwig perched upon a few books, and we get a little bit of the wizard chess table at the bottom with Harry, Hermione, and Ron. There's a little Sorcerer's Stone sitting there, and I actually really love the miniature candle, and I really love how they made it look like it was dripping wax. This set would look amazing on a bookshelf. It is visually stunning, in my opinion. This particular set makes me feel so nostalgic just looking at it. And I really enjoy the way they use the white Lego pieces on Hedwig's wings to make it look like feathers. It looks like kind of textured. I enjoy the gold detailing on the side of the books, and I also enjoy the way that they're stacked. I think if you are a huge Harry Potter fan, you gotta get your hands on this. Oh, ooh, okay. One thing I didn't notice before about this Lego set is it has these little turning pegs on the side of the briefcase. And if you turn them, it opens up the briefcase and you get an entire miniature scene inside. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. It has a little patch of Devil's Snare. It has the room with the flying keys. It has the miniature version of the chessboard in there. And it also has the mirror that has the Sorcerer's Stone. Yeah, this set is gorgeous. This is a little bit pricey, so I wouldn't recommend this for maybe like a first time Lego builder. It is $170. So this is something I could see myself saving up for. It is 1,571 pieces, which I don't think is bad. I think that's actually a really good amount. This would take me probably a few days to put together. Ooh, okay, this one's nice. I'm actually excited to talk about this one. This Lego set's called the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory set, and it is so adorable. I love how colorful? I love how colorful this set is. It has all these cute little mushrooms. It has all these cute little lollipops, and I love how they use the candy canes as almost like the tops of flowers. I love the boat. The boat is one of the most iconic, but also low-key one of the most traumatizing scenes in the movie. When I was a kid and I saw that scene of the boat going through the tunnel, it legitimately scared me. I also like that it comes with a bunch of minifigures. It comes with like an entire boat's full of minifigures, and of course the iconic Willy Wonka. It also comes with some Oompa Loompas, which is just so cute. I love that. And it is 2,025 pieces and $220. So again, I wouldn't recommend this for a beginner getting started out. I would say start with a smaller set, start with something a little bit more budget friendly. But if you are saving and you're like a movie person like me, I think this is a great set. This is going to be our last Lego set that we talk about today, and it is another Lego figurine. 80s movies are totally making a comeback. This Lego set is the Gremlins Gizmo Lego Ideas set, and it is so cute. I actually watched Gremlins for the very first time, and this movie is so goofy. The whole time I was watching this movie, it was like low-key making me so angry because this kid doesn't know how to take care of a pet, does not know how to take care of an animal. He should be given no responsibility whatsoever because he had a few simple rules to follow. Don't feed them after midnight, don't get them wet, and there was one other rule, but I forgot it. And you know what? He successfully breaks every single rule possible and gets like lots of people killed in the process. So now that we got that out of the way, now that we got my opinion on the movie out of the way, it's a funny movie, but like it is also like anger inducing. So this set caught my eye for a figurine. This is actually a very decent size. I really like the posable fingers and the posable hands. It comes with a miniature set of 3D glasses, which is just so retro, and I love it so much. I remember when I was a kid, I would get a subscription to Nickelodeon magazine, and I have this vague memory of occasionally they would have a magazine that had some pages that were in 3D, and it would come with a little paper 3D glasses inside the magazine so that you can look at the 3D edition of the magazine or something. I don't know if it was the whole magazine. So when I see the tiny 3D glasses, it makes me feel really nostalgic. I think this would look so cute on a shelf with your movie collection. See, I'm giving you guys ideas. This set, it's not overly pricey, but it's not cheap either. It is $109.99, but it does come with 1,125 pieces. That's not bad. I think if you really like 80s movies, you'd really like horror movies, you have a really good film collection, this would look amazing on the shelf next to all that. So, yeah, that was my last Lego set that I was going to talk about today. Now, let's get to the main segment of the episode, which is collecting physical media. I love collecting my favorite shows, my favorite movies. I even collect physical copies of video games because I really like owning my stuff. I actually went to my father-in-law's house recently, and we were sitting around in the basement watching some TV, and I mentioned how I like to collect movies. And my father-in-law responded with, well, with all the streaming networks and everything out there, it's kind of useless to collect your movies, don't you think? And I was like, oh boy, now that's where you're wrong. So I told him, I said, look, collecting your favorite movies and TV shows is very important, especially if you're a movie buff like me, because things are constantly getting ripped off of streaming services left and right. One morning you'll wake up wanting to watch your favorite show on HBO, and next thing you know, it's on Netflix, and you don't have a subscription to Netflix, so now you have to get one. And then it moves from Netflix to Amazon Prime, and then you have to get Amazon Prime, and then you move from freaking that to freaking Hulu or something, or Disney Plus, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Your favorite shows are not guaranteed to be on the same platform for the rest of your life. And so now we're in this situation where we are now having multiple subscriptions, and the amount of subscriptions that we have is equal, if not more expensive than a cable package. The whole thing with streaming was that it was supposed to be convenient. You no longer had to wait for your favorite movies and TV shows to go to Blu-ray or DVD, but now it's anything but easy and convenient. Not only that, let's talk about the freaking ads, okay? I understand that advertisements do help pay for a lot of the content that we watch on these streaming services, but the ads, as of recently, the ads have gotten out of control. I kind of let it slide for a really long time. I was grateful to just be able to watch my favorite shows and my favorite movies. The original appeal to streaming was that we could have all the shows that we wanted at our fingertips with little to no ads. The plan that I currently pay for on Netflix used to be an ad-free tier. Now I have to upgrade my original ad-free tier to a higher tier that's more expensive just to get rid of the ads again. Streaming services have also now implemented these giant banner ads and these giant full screen ads. I was watching Stranger Things, and I paused real quick to run to the kitchen and get a snack, and I come back and my screen is bright white with some ad on it, and my show that I was watching is on this tiny rectangle on the screen, and it says continue playing. God forbid I want to pause my show to read a sign or something in the background. God forbid I pause my show so I could read the subtitles. It just seems ridiculous. If you pause a show for even 1 second, ads are being freaking shoved down my throat. Enough is enough, okay? Recently, back around Halloween, I wanted to watch Dracula, and it is on Netflix. But now I'm not allowed to watch it on my plan because my plan has ads on it. So now I don't even get to access the entire movie library because I have an ad tier. I need to upgrade now to get access to the library that I pay for. It's not even like it's in 4K Ultra HD or whatever the heck. I could go on forever, but this is just the tip of the iceberg, really. Streaming services can be a great way for people to access movies, film, educational material. However, the prices keep increasing and the quality keeps going down. So So you're sitting there on the other side of the screen saying, how do I start my collection? I'm overwhelmed and I'm scared. Please help me, Crybaby. Please help me. So I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you because I've been collecting physical media for several years. I have DVDs that I've held on to since childhood. So my collection's been slowly building over like 2 decades. So first things first, let's decide what you want to collect and what matters to you. How much do you want to maintain your collection? What's your budget? How much storage do you reasonably have? These are all really important questions to ask yourself. Personally, I collect mostly DVDs. And I also collect video games of various formats. I collect Nintendo Switch video games. I collect PlayStation 4 and 5 video games. And I have a really nice collection for myself. I used to collect a lot of DS games, but I have not gone thrifting for DS games in a long time. So that collection's on pause for a little bit. Now, the reason I collect DVDs is because DVDs are widely available. I like to go thrifting for my DVDs, and their selection is outstanding. I find way more DVDs than I do Blu-ray, and DVDs are also most of the time cheaper. There's a deal at the Disc Replay that I like to go to a lot where if you buy 3 DVDs, you get the 4th one free. Most DVDs are around $4. So I can spend like $16 to $20 and I get like a nice little selection of movies for myself. Now, let's say you, on the other side of the screen and or headphones. Let's say you go, but Cassie, I want to collect VHS tapes. That's great. I am so happy for you. I don't collect VHS tapes because of a few reasons. So it's important to consider just how much you want to maintain your collection. Follow me. Follow the logic real quick. If you decide you want to collect VHS tapes, you need to know that VHS tapes are going to require a level of maintenance. The VHS player is going to need to be serviced once in a while, you know? And not only that, you're going to have to actually maintain the tapes themselves. If your tape starts to mold, you need to learn how to clean that. And I actually recently watched this YouTube video about how to clean mold off of VHS tapes. And you need to buy a whole nother VCR so that when you do the cleaning process, your tapes don't go into the same VCR you just cleaned a moldy VHS tape in. And you also need to have like all the cleaning supplies, and you need to be careful with how you do it. And you need to know how to store your VHS tapes so that like it doesn't trap moisture in there and it doesn't continue to degrade the film over time. So there's lots of things to consider when it comes to what format you want to collect, and you got to be realistic with yourself. So let's say you went out and you did the research, you decided what you wanted to collect. Now we got to figure out what types of movies and what types of games that you would like to collect. Starting your collection is very, very intimidating because there's so much variety out there. You don't know where to start. And that's completely fair. That's completely valid. If you walk in and just start ripping things off the shelf and throwing them into your cart, it's going to be very easy to overspend as well. Let's ask ourselves a few probing questions. Is there a particular genre of film that you enjoy? Do you like a particular director a lot? Asking yourself these probing questions is very important to kind of narrow down what exactly you're looking for. When you're starting out collecting, I also think it would be helpful to only collect movies and shows and games that you've seen or played before. That way, you're not wasting your money. You're not buying a movie you've never seen before and then finding out you hate it and then regretting your purchase. I think later on when you're collecting, once you have a little bit of a collection established, if you want to make some risky purchases like that, go for it. But let's get you started with a collection that you're going to enjoy and that you're going to use right now. All right, so you figured out what you want to collect and you figured out where you want to start. Now we got to talk about the thrill of treasure hunting at the thrift store. I absolutely love going to the thrift store because every time I go, it feels like I am literally treasure hunting. I enjoy going thrifting more than I enjoy going to buy things brand new because things are so much cheaper at the thrift store. And also when I'm at the thrift store, they don't have like a set selection. So every time you go, it's going to be different and you're going to have a completely new selection to look at of movies and TV shows and video games and everything. They're going to have complete new inventory by the time you go back there. So you never know what you're going to find. And I kind of like that surprise when I'm buying my stuff. I highly suggest that you also go thrifting. It's where you get the best deals, and there's lots of different ways to go about buying used media. If you're just starting out, I would highly recommend that you go somewhere that specializes in selling used TV shows, used DVDs, used gaming consoles, etc. Disc Replay is a place where people bring their DVDs and such, and they sell them to Disc Replay, and then Disc Replay sells them to you. And the reason I like going to Disc Replay is there is some level of quality control. When you go into the store and you go to buy something, you pick up, let's say it's freaking Kill Bill off the shelf. That DVD, when it was brought in, was popped into a DVD player to make sure that it works, and it was popped into a disc cleaner so that there would be no smudges or scratches on it, okay? When you pick up your DVD, I would give it a light shake. If you feel the DVD like jingling around in there, I'd personally try to see if they have another copy, or open up the case and check it out. See how scratched is the DVD. Because just because they brought the DVD in and just because it was assessed and it works and it was cleaned doesn't mean that the case is going to prevent it from scratching. Sometimes the case is the thing scratching the DVDs, especially if the little button that the DVD sits on is busted and it doesn't work and it doesn't hold the DVD in place. Then your DVD is just like shaking around in there and it's scratching all over the place. Now, if you open it up and you realize that, hey, the DVD looks fine, very minimal scratching, definitely still playable. If you decide to take that risk and purchase it, I would say get yourself a blank DVD case off of the internet or something. You can buy it on Amazon, you can buy it on eBay, they sell them in bulk packs, and just simply replace the DVD, put it in the case, right? But if that's too much work, literally just see if they have another copy. My favorite way to thrift DVDs and stuff is at a shop. Now, let's say you don't have access to a shop, or let's say you don't want to leave your house. I get it, okay? I'm a homebody too. There are days where I do not want to leave my house. I completely understand. You can also check out eBay. Now, when you check out eBay, there's a little bit less quality control. I would say when you're buying off of eBay, always read the reviews, always look at the pictures, and always read the descriptions. For example, I own a GameCube, and I love my GameCube, but there are some games that I am still hunting down for my personal GameCube collection, one of them being Zelda Wind Waker. Zelda Wind Waker is actually a very highly sought after game. So at the time when I was looking online, I believe one of the cheapest copies I was able to find was like $60 or something. I was shopping on eBay, I was looking at the reviews, I was looking at the pictures, and I found a product. I was like, this is $55, slightly cheaper than all the other options I've seen so far. Well, when I read the description of the product, at the very, very bottom of the description, there was a little asterisk and it said that the product you're purchasing is only the Zelda Wind Waker case, not the game. So just be careful that you're not getting ripped off. Always read the description, always read the reviews, always do your research before you purchase something, especially off the eBay or any other websites like that. I think you can find some amazing deals on eBay. I think just make sure to assess the condition that the product is in and understand that you might be taking a risk and there's a possibility it comes to you in the mail and it doesn't play properly on your DVD player, which would suck. That's why the best thing you can do to cover your ass and the best thing you can do to make sure you're getting the best deal possible, the best quality possible, is to do as much research as you possibly can, okay? If you want the absolute best deal, the best deal possible when starting out your collection, check out your local garage sales. Now, the thing with the garage sales is people are typically just trying to get rid of this stuff. So you can buy like an entire case worth of DVDs or something for like $10 or cheaper, depending on how badly that person wants to get the stuff out of their house. You can also kind of haggle with people at a garage sale. But the risk you take at a garage sale is sometimes the DVDs, just like on eBay, are not in the best condition. And that's just a risk you gotta be willing to take. It depends. Basically, when you're shopping for used media, always consider the risks before you make your purchase, okay? Now, there are some rare instances in which I would say to buy new. Most of the time, I'm advocating for thrifting. Okay, you're keeping stuff out of landfills, you're giving items a second life in your home, thrifting for the win. But there are rare occasions where I do buy something new. For example, I got my hands on the complete Z to A Twin Peaks collection from Barnes & Noble. And I bought it for like $45, which was an insanely good deal. And I went to my local thrift, and it was actually more expensive at the thrift store because Barnes & Noble was running a discount that day. I think to get it for like 20 to 30% off or something. So there are rare occasions where you might want to buy something new, and that's totally fine. But when you're first starting your collection, please, for the love of God, go to the thrift store. You will not regret it. Going to the thrift store is literally the best way to make your freaking money stretch. I guarantee it. All right, you got your DVDs. You purchased your haul. You took the whole lot from the thrift store and you bought them out of all their inventory. Now, how do you take care of your collection? Guys, you would be absolutely shocked at the amount of people out there that don't know how to properly take care of DVDs. I was at the library and I requested season 2 of Charmed, and I was on a wait list for about a month before it was finally my turn to pick it up from the library. So I rushed to the library. I'm so excited. I take it out. I come home. I pull the DVD out of the case, and what do I see? Brown flecks, crusted and hardened on the DVD. I had to get like a moist towel and kind of lightly scrape it off, hoping I didn't damage the DVD. And even after I cleaned it myself at home, I put it in the DVD player and it was skipping and stuttering and it wasn't working. So shockingly, there's a lot of people out there that don't know how to take care of DVDs and don't know basic DVD etiquette. I know the majority of you guys are smart, but for the few stupid people here, please, for the love of God, if you have food on your hands or grease on your hands or anything on your hands, clean your hands, wash your hands before you pick up your DVD and put it in the DVD player. Also, maybe if you're eating like barbecue, don't use your DVD as a napkin and like wipe all the barbecue sauce off your mouth and put the DVD back in the case. You know, use a napkin. Use a napkin instead. That's what they're made for. Also, how about grabbing the DVD from the edges? Okay, minimize the contact of your little fingertips on the delicate DVD. Now that we got that out of the way. All right, so that was my public service announcement. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Y'all better treat DVDs with respect or I'm busting up in your home and I'm going to wreak havoc on your entire living space. I will take those DVDs, confiscate them from you, and give them a better life at my house. So guys, if you want to properly store your DVDs, DVDs are pretty easy. I have a bookshelf and I just kind of arrange them by genre. You could choose to arrange them by like alphabetical. You could choose to arrange them by like director. If you have a bunch of like steel books, you can maybe put all those on a shelf. You can pick your own way of organizing things. I would just say organize it in a way that is going to be convenient for you. Look, some of you guys who collect DVDs in the comments might hate me for what I'm about to say, but if you're one of those type of people who is really, really short on space, your living space is really small, and you have to make the best out of whatever storage you have, I would just take the DVD out of the case and put it inside one of those giant DVD booklets or zip up containers, okay? I know there's some people probably screaming at me in the comments right now, like, how dare you tell them to get rid of DVD cases? How dare you? You're a monster. Y'all, it's not your DVDs. You bought it, it's yours. You own it. You can do whatever you want with it. You can store it however you want, okay? If taking all the DVDs out of the cases and putting it in a zip pouch works for you, then that's great, and I'm happy for you. You go ahead and you keep on doing it. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your own DVDs in your own home. I like keeping the cases, so I personally keep mine in the cases, and like I said, I organize it by genre on the shelf. Do whatever works for you, works for your home, works for your space. All right, guys, so I tried my best to keep that super short and sweet, but also kind of guide you on the journey. Sometimes starting a new collection is very intimidating. Hopefully, I was able to ease some of the anxieties about potentially starting a physical media collection, and hopefully I was able to provide some insight for you on why you would want to start a collection of your own. So with that said, let's move on to our next segment of the day. I watched some movies this week. Let's do some rapid movie reviews. So I recently watched The Sixth Sense for the first time, and I have no idea why I put this movie off for so long. I think maybe because the plot twist had been spoiled for me because the movie's been out since 1992. I actually really love this movie. I gave it 4 stars on Letterboxd. I appreciated how somber the atmosphere was. It was refreshing to have a movie that was about ghosts, but wasn't a horror movie. I liked how the color grading in the film made everything look super ghostly, but also at the same time very warm. I can't really put my finger on what they did exactly, but something about it was weirdly cozy. I also really enjoyed some of the creative camera angles and shots in this movie. It was just a very pretty movie to watch, and the artistic direction is one of the main things I look at when I'm watching a movie, because it's like a very visual eye candy experience for me, and I just really enjoyed the way this film looked. I also think that the movie does a great job at showing the process of grief, and although it's super sad, good things also came from the process of grief. So if you haven't seen The Sixth Sense, first of all, I really think you should. I really enjoyed it. 4 stars. Really great movie. I actually added this film to a list I call I Need a Physical Copy on my Letterboxd account. So I will be hunting for this film at the thrift store. The other movie I watched this week was Perfect Blue from 1997, and it is a beautiful movie. Oh my God. I gave this movie 5 stars, and I also added it to my list of movies I want to own a physical copy of. I loved this film so much, and in a lot of ways, it reminded me of David Lynch's Mulholland Drive, which is another one of my favorite movies. I really wish Letterboxd allowed me to put more than 4 movies in my favorite movie slots, because I want to put all of David Lynch's movies up there, and I also want to put Perfect Blue up there as well. I really enjoyed the art style and animation in this film. It was absolutely stunning, and the way the story unfolded was so bizarre. It took so many turns. I never quite knew what was reality and what wasn't reality, and I could not predict where this was gonna end up. This entire movie was a bit of a puzzle box for me. And I loved every second of it. This film turns into like a really sick fever dream, and I'm eating it up. I'm eating it up. If you like trippy dreams that turn into a nightmare, you should watch Perfect Blue. It's perfect for that. Now let's move on to our last segment of the day. The Ominous Skull of Truth. The Ominous Skull of Truth. I really like doing this segment, so I'm really happy to bring it back, and I'm thinking trying to implement it at least once in every episode. It depends on how many questions we have. All right, Ominous, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good.
All right, Ominous, I'm just going to pick a couple of questions out of your head, and we are going to answer them today. Ooh, this one looks interesting. All right, so the question is, what are 3 characters you would like to smoke with? All right, let me think about that for a second. I'm trying to pick, like, the weirdest assortment of people. Like, what would be the most wacky people to get together for a smoke circle? Okay, I think I got it. All right, first one, Brenda from Scary Movie, because she's so funny. The next one, freaking Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Now, hear me out. I feel like he's like a freaking wizard, and actually he's like a celestial being, Gandalf, okay? I think he would do some really trippy stuff, and we'd all be really, really stoned, and we would all be like really entertained by it. And then you got Brenda there for like side commentary, right? Because she's so funny. I feel like she's there for the comedic relief. Okay, I'm about to hit a trifecta with this one. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and he would bring the snacks. He would bring the snacks, and then he'd be rolling up a Scooby-Dooby, if you know what I mean. Not only would Shaggy bring the best snacks, he would also bring Scooby along, and who doesn't like to hang out with a freaking dog, you know? I feel like Scooby would be like a really nice companion too. So you know what? Locking in my answer, Brenda from Scary Movie, Gandalf from the freaking Lord of the Rings, and Shaggy from freaking Scooby-Doo. Let's pull another one. Hopefully the next one will get us talking. Oh, one fell out. All right, this question is, what's your favorite Disney Channel original movie? Easy, Halloween Town. In general, I'm obsessed with Halloween and anything a little bit spooky, anything a little bit weird. But the Halloween Town franchise is wild. The first movie is super iconic, super nostalgic, really just makes me think of what Halloween was like when I was a kid. Some of the most iconic things that come to mind are obviously the giant Halloween Town pumpkin in the center of the village, in the center of the town. I also remember that talisman that they fill with the witch's brew at the grandma's house. And when I was younger, I wanted a replica of the talisman. And you know what? Even as an adult, I want a replica of the talisman. It would look really sick on like a little stand on a shelf. Oh my God, what if it lit up? What if it was like light up, and if I would, what if it was motion activated and it would light up when I was swinging it around? Oh my God. Someone's got to make that. If it's not a product already, someone has to get on making that a product. I look forward to Halloween season every year just so that I can watch Halloween Town. And shockingly, there's a ton of people I've met in my life that don't know what Halloween Town is. It blows my mind. It really does, because it's such an amazing movie. That one was also a short question. Let's pull another. Okay. One villain becomes your new roommate. How long before you break the lease? Oh God. Okay, wait, that's a good question. That's a really good question. Yo, okay, what if Art the Clown from the Terrifier franchise decided he wanted to be my roommate? I would say that I would try to be on his good side, but I don't think he has one. I don't think he's capable of having a good side. And you know what? Based off the first Terrifier movie alone, that man, first of all, is extremely messy. Like, he be just throwing blood everywhere. And then I'm remembering that scene where he went into the pizza place and he went to the bathroom and he just started freaking like drawing pictures with like literal poo-poo on his hands all over the wall. Like, if he was my roommate and I walked in and the bathroom looked like that, I would flip out. I would freaking, I would scream. He wouldn't need to do anything else to me. He wouldn't need to dismember me. He wouldn't need to do nothing else to me. I would see the mess in the bathroom and immediately, nope. I think you should find somewhere else to live. Or you know what? I'll do it. I'll pack my stuff right now. I will pack my stuff right now, and I will find a nice little cardboard box to sleep in until I find somewhere else to live, because I am not living with you. One other person I think would make a horrible roommate would be freaking John Kramer from the Saw movies. Like, imagine coming home after a really long day at work. All you want to do is relax on your couch, and you walk inside and he's booby trapped the entire freaking house. I would be so pissed. I'd be like, I'm out here working double shifts, working overtime, working without a day off for like 3 weeks now. And you came home and you installed like freaking circle saws on the ceiling, freaking a pit of acid underneath the rug. There's a freaking needle pit in the freaking bathroom. I'd be like, you gotta go. You gotta go, man. I gotta find a new freaking roommate. Today you got 30 days. I would be so pissed. I would be so livid. And honestly, I would probably have to get the fucking authorities involved. Anyway, guys, I think that's a good amount of questions for today. If you have any fun questions that I could put into the ominous skull of truth, leave a comment, and maybe, just maybe, your question will be answered. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on this episode of the Crybaby Cinema Podcast. I have been really enjoying doing the podcast so far. It's really fun. It's a great way to express myself. Each time I do a podcast episode, it gets easier and easier, and it gets more and more fun. So thank you guys so much for joining along for the ride. When I'm not doing the podcast, I like to play video games over on Twitch. Make sure to follow me at The Big Crybaby on Twitch. I also like to post about all the movies I've been watching on Letterboxd and on Threads, and you can follow me there at Crybaby Streams. Check out my Instagram if you want to see what I'm doing casually on the daily. Thank you so much. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to watch something spooky. Bye. Stop. Wait. Before the episode ends, I have to give credit where it's due. If you enjoyed the music in this podcast, it was all created by Kevin MacLeod. The specific songs I use will be written in the description. If you need music for your creative projects, visit his website, incompetech.com, for the right musical vibe for your project. Just make sure to credit his work. All right, see you next time, guys. Bye.